In today's video, I give you 10 warning signs that your IBS may be SIBO. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you again. If we haven't met before, then hi, I'm GojiMan. I'm a qualified nutritionist and soon to be PhD student. I make vegan health and nutrition videos as often as I can, so if you have a question for me, then hashtag AskGojiMan in the comments below, or alternatively send your video questions through to contact@gojimannutrition.com. Also, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering consults, SIBO tests, organic acids tests and comprehensive stool tests via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So IBS can often be debilitating for those diagnosed with it. It is characterised by pain and cramping, diarrhea, gas and bloating, food intolerances and many other digestive and health problems. IBS can feel like a life sentence for those diagnosed with it, as they are often told it can only be managed and not cured. Now, IBS is a broad classification for people experiencing digestive discomfort that cannot be diagnosed, and it's said to affect 10 to 15% of people in the developed world. In the UK, for example, it is estimated to affect 11 million people, while in the US, over 100 million Americans are predicted to have digestive discomfort. IBS is twice as common in women compared to men and typically occurs before the age of 45, and in conventional medicine there is no known cure. However, for many afflicted with the disease, there is light at the end of the tunnel. A relatively unknown condition, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO as it's known, is estimated to be the underlying cause of IBS on average in 60% of cases, with one study demonstrating 84% of IBS patients tested positive for SIBO. Now, the majority of our gut bacteria should be in the colon, so when the bacteria migrate backwards into the small bowel, or when there is low stomach acid or poor pancreatic enzyme production, bacteria in the small bowel can overgrow and cause symptoms such as diarrhea, gas and bloating. So the question is, if you have digestive problems and IBS, how do you know whether the SIBO is the underlying cause of your IBS? Well, in this video, I will give you 10 signs that your SIBO might be the root cause of your IBS. So number one, bloating. If you become extremely bloated about an hour after your meal, to the extent that you almost look pregnant, then this could be the number one warning sign that SIBO is the underlying driver for your IBS. All that is happening in this scenario is that the carbohydrates and fibre that you are eating are being fermented in the small intestines by bacteria that shouldn't be there. This fermentation can cause massive amounts of either hydrogen or methane gas, and it will cause many of those IBS type symptoms. So number two, abdominal cramping and pain. So all of that gas, methane and hydrogen produced in the small intestines by the fermentation of your food causes the intestines to swell up, and this will all cause a lot of abdominal cramping and pain. So again, if you experience gas and bloating in conjunction to abdominal cramping and pain, then it's another red flag that your IBS may actually be SIBO. Number three, another very common symptom of SIBO is constipation. So if you notice that you're not having daily bowel movements in conjunction with some of the other symptoms in this video, or you feel that your bowels are never fully emptied, then again it could be a sign that you have SIBO. All that is happening in this scenario is that the excessive bacteria in the small intestine is disrupting your migrating motor complex. Migrating motor complex is just a fancy phrase for the contraction of muscles to pull your food and feces through your intestines. If you have SIBO, then the bacteria can slow down the speed of your migrating motor complex, and then you can become constipated. And typically people who suffer with constipation when they have SIBO have large amounts of methane producing bacteria. Number four, at the other end of the spectrum, you can suffer with diarrhea if you have SIBO, because the gut can become overstimulated. And those who have frequent diarrhea typically have high amounts of hydrogen producing bacteria in their small intestines. So number five, burping and flatulent. So the gases that are causing you to burp and pass wind are the byproduct of the fermentation of the fibre in your small intestines. Obviously, your small intestines isn't designed to house gas, so the gas will either travel up or down. Number 6, and this is a big one associated with SIBO, and that is food intolerances or sensitivities. So all of that excessive gas in the guts can cause all manner of issues with food intolerances and sensitivities. This is because SIBO infections can damage the gut lining and cause intestinal permeability or leaky gut. This then allows undigested foods and proteins into your body, which then can start triggering issues with food intolerances. So commonly people will not be able to tolerate certain foods containing gluten or soy, or they could develop histamine intolerance, which includes headaches, dizziness or vertigo, and also typically hives or skin rashes. Number 7, typically those with SIBO will also run into problems with acid reflux and also nausea. All of that gas pushing upwards can cause your stomach acid to flow up into the esophagus, causing that foul taste and also that burning sensation. Number 8, many of those with SIBO will also run into malabsorption issues. If there is high amounts of bacteria in your small intestines where you are supposed to absorb and assimilate your nutrients, then you can run into fat malabsorption, carbohydrate malabsorption, anemia issues, and also for many people significant weight loss. Number 9, a very typical symptom for those suffering with SIBO is that they will develop fatigue issues. Again, if your body is not assimilating the nutrition correctly, then you will be running on empty. So typically people will really struggle with getting up in the morning, or they will need a nap in the afternoon. And finally, number 10, mood disorders including anxiety and depression. So when you eat fibre, your gut bacteria will eat this fibre and produce short chain fatty acids such as butyrate and propionate. These short-chain fatty acids then go on to produce neurotransmitters such as serotonin and dopamine. So if you have a lot of gut bacteria affecting these pathways, then you are at an increased risk of suffering with anxiety or depression. So that's my 10 warning signs that your IBS may be SIBO. And if you have IBS, then it's really important that you test for SIBO, because you could be living with IBS unnecessarily. Now, I have many other videos on my channel explaining the testing methods and also some case studies, so have a watch of these so you have a better understanding of the problem. I am also available for consults if you suspect you have SIBO, and you can find all of the details in the description below. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.